Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are live here from Kiev Cybersports Arena. The PC issues are resolved, at least for now. We've got IAP on the Radiant, Alliance on the Dire. My computer randomly restarted, so we're trying to get it back up for now. We are casting off of Vlad's screen, and we'll get underway. On the side of Alliance, you've got Ape Mother playing the Brewmaster. Ake will be handling your Witch Doctor on IAP. Bimbo will be on his signature Naga. You've got RR, or Emma Stone, take up the role of the Skywrath Mage. And Ake on the Witch Doctor. Bulldog will be playing your Bat Rider. As we see the Anti-Mage in the hands of Loda. Trying to think what else they have. They've got the Marana for Fox. He was the one having the PC issues. And the Earthshaker for Chemo. I believe that covers everyone. Oh, and Ewe on the offlane Centaur.
A little bit to the northwest, we see a Sentry Ward placed in the big camp. We saw Bat Rider actually get Firefly at level 1 and take out all the trees, similar to what a Wisp would do in the early game. So perhaps the Witch Doctor and the Treant Protector looking to stack a little bit early for Bulldog, but looks like the laning choice is going to be a little unexpected with Loda in the off lane.
Yeah, it seems like they want to dodge some potential aggression, which is headed top right now. And yeah, they're sending a Skywrath Mage there, the Marana headed to the top lane too. A strong dual lane, which lane's now against the Bat Rider. They can still zone him and harass him quite heavily, but should be a tougher here to kill, and also less important if he does end up going down. And meanwhile, backstep coming mid. Ape Mother and Jay duking it out. Misery charging in. I think he's got boots first. So Jay could be in trouble. He heads back down the river, gets off a secondary Riptide, but they do throw out a leech seed. Could be your first blood. Continue to chase him. They need a couple more auto attacks. The Riptide used again. It's first blood for Alliance. A great early rotation mid.
Why do you walk back into them? He was a fair distance away, and yeah, the Treant Protector has boots, but his tri-lane is up there. If he runs up, the tri-lane can come help him out, and he probably won't give a first blood. Maybe he thought that
also like
get juked or what.
Also, the tree might have caught him, but I don't think the Brew would have had as easy of a time getting range, and certainly it wouldn't have gone off as many auto attacks.
Naga's super fast at 320. She's slithering away.
Yeah, well, cracking under the pressure a little bit here, perhaps. Meanwhile, Loda free farming on that Anti-Mage. And we did talk about Anti-Mage, one of the better heroes to deal with the Naga Siren. And potentially Carrier's bottom lane. They go in on Ewe. They get some good cast bounces. They might be able to finish him off here. They'll need 1 or 2 auto attacks. They do it again, Alliance. A 2-0 start. Looks like I have finally reconnected to the game after the PC restart. So hopefully we can hop over to my screen momentarily. But for the meantime, it's an early lead for Alliance now. They are leading by 1,000 gold and about 500 experience, off to a fantastic start.
Also very good luck with the neutral spawns. We see an Ogre Bruiser camp, a Centaur camp, and a Satyr camp. No Mud Golems in Bulldog's territory.
Yeah, we're going to have a rotation mid. They're bringing 3 up towards the Bulldog, or Dan's game as his name is currently. And he will get jumped on. They're going to chase him into the tree line. The concussive shot's there, and his Firefly ends. He may end up going down to this. Has a single tango. The arrow's going to miss. Oh, with that arrow missing, perhaps they don't have the kill. They'll fissure. They'll continue to engage. They even leap in. They need this kill to get back in the game, and they will have it. Nicely done by IAP. After such a rough start, they needed something.
That's probably one of the most unimportant kills for them to get, though, because Bat Rider's already had a couple of stacks in the jungle. He's already level 3.5 too, so not a big deal for them. On the flip side, Centaur level 2 getting dived so hard.
Yeah, there's a dive at this bottom lane. Stomp was used. And although RR rotates in, he doesn't really have too much. He's got a single concussive shot, which he uses to try and keep his ally alive. It'll be successful, as Loda will blink out to safety.
Man, Ake was so close to having the perfect timing of those casts. He was waiting for the TP to come in. He canceled his cast.
Oh, they're going in again. They've got a salve up on Loda. He's ready to go. Mr. Anti-Mage in the house. And Ake will help secure the kill. The cast bouncing to 2. They might be able to jump on Ewe as well. No, not going to happen. But still, a 3-1 lead. Free farm and fed Anti-Mage, 1-0-1. And your Brewmaster's doing exceptionally well mid. Already 18-4 with a kill to... Well, actually didn't get the kill, got the assist, but still some extra gold to his name.
And Misery doing a very good job of getting experience too. Already pulled that camp for Bulldog, on his way to stack another camp and secure the top 4-minute rune. But Chemo will be there, maybe to stop this.
Loda just continues to find the mid lane. Might have a skirmish for this top rune as 4 heroes start to converge on it. Earthshaker will pick up a double damage rune, and now is pursued out as Misery and Ape Mother combine. They're going to smack down Chemo here too. IAP Great body blocks from Misery. Every movement from Alliance paying off. They are just in the right place at the right time.
They're doing so much with one support roaming with one core, as opposed to IAP, who, like, Skyrat tried to help out him in the bottom lane and just extremely weak. They need to start chaining their skills together, hit some fissures into arrows, Skyrat slow into Centaur Stomp, just anything to get this early game back under control. I guess on the flip side, they have Jay in mid. He did die once, but he's still #2 in terms of CS at 25-5.
Yeah, in the meantime, they're also not getting their Blink Dagger quickly on the Centaur, and that's what I really worry about, is without his Blink, then you only have really Fissure to initiate, no arrow kills early. The main reason you want to pick this round is for those same kills. So their ability to control the Anti-Mage, and not to mention a hero like the Brew, if you don't get a Blink, how are you going to kill him? It's such a long way off, and Centaur really... Yeah, it's such a long way off for him.
Yeah, Loda.
And we're going to switch over. Okay, here we go. We're back. I have camera again. Hooray. Bottom lane, they're diving onto Ewe. Mr. Anti-Mage chasing him out, has the living armor, so he can continue to get aggressive. Blinking forward, and it'll be a last hit secured by Ake. Meanwhile, the Fissure comes through. Mr. Bulldog, or Dan's game, the game is calling him for some reason, will end up dropping. They get the trade from Misery still. There's just no clear wins, and in fact, RR may go down. He walks towards Misery. Late seed, he gets fogged for it, and he turns on him. Actually, oh, Misery still gets the double. He almost made it out cleanly. Misery juking here and there. There is an enchant totem. That's enough to get the counter kill. Chemo keeping his team slightly in this, but only very slightly. That's a 3-for-1, actually a 3-for-2 overall trade. It doesn't show it here, but
I mean, their dual lane is able to kill 2 out of the 3 heroes, and especially the Priest of the Moon too. All these lanes are just shaping up to be an absolute train wreck for IAP.
Regen Rune will be spawning bottom as Fox and Chemo just haven't gotten enough done, it feels like. They have heroes that can still make plays, but they got to make them soon because Loda's already up to 37 CS. They are keeping up with the Naga to some extent. An arrow comes through, connects on Bulldog. They get another kill. Nicely done for IAP. They chain a couple of kills together now, and that overall exchange becomes a 3-for-3 over the past few minutes.
So their safe lane farm, they can't even go down there anymore with the Centaur. He skipped out on the Stout Shield, which would have helped him immensely in the lane due to the right clicks of the Anti-Mage, as well as just walking him down after the Paralyzing Cask. I don't know why he didn't get one, especially after struggling so much in the early game.
Oh, they're going on 8 Mother, though. This could be big. Fissure's going to start it off. There's a creep in the way, so they can't find this arrow easily. He's got to chain it up probably. Oh, just barely passing him by. Well, Song was used, but the Brew split's already here. They'll Cyclone the Naga. As this song ends, we'll see a re-engage momentarily, and it's a lot of trouble for Jay. He's going to mirror image and try to retreat to the north. That probably won't happen. Moonlight Shadow wearing off very soon. Brew split also ending. Oh, it's just in time. Misery trying to get a range for a Leech Seed. Don't think he'll have the distance. That could have been so much different. That one creep sitting right here just bailed out Alliance big time, and after that, the arrow just a bit off the mark.
Yeah, that was really important that that happened at the same time. Still,
another win for Alliance.
They had 3 people there. IAP had 4. They trade a longer cooldown Song of the Siren for probably Brewmaster's ult is more important, but still, another kill.
And Loda, we saw how impressive his Anti-Mage can be at ESL 1. And that was when his team was struggling to stay in the game. You give him a lead like this, good luck. I wish you all the best. They'll find RR now. Level 4 Scarth Mage kept alive by a Stampede. An arrow comes through, but it's onto a Witch Doctor who's healing and who's fairly durable to begin with, thanks to his good early lead. Ake already level 5.
Nice fissure to stop Ake from following up with the Paralyzing Cask. Very important.
That's an 8-minute Brew blink. Oh, jeez. This timing is going to be very scary for Alliance. And I mentioned a timing where just having Brew split and the Witch Doctor ult, they're close to it. He's already level 5. That could just wipe the entire IAP lineup off the map.
And now they have to really resort to Naga Siren farming. She has no Quelling Blade. Not really that much farm to her name. She does have a Ring of Kill and starting to take out some stacks, but we may see some action brewing on bottom. Everyone's poised.
Bulldog might be able to... There's no net here, and there's no Song. He might be able to get a solo kill. I think he can. Chasing Jay down. Oh, this is bad. He actually jukes a bit. Well, A-Mother's still in the chase, though. Blink Dagger cooling down in 1 second. He can use it if needed. He will. Kill secured. Another death for Jay. This jungle has been fully invaded by Alliance. Leading now 9-4. They go for the Anti-Mage. Concussive shots there. Arrow still not being thrown out. If you're going to use it, it's got to be soon, and they don't. And now the cast goes bouncing very nicely for Alliance here. And they chase forward onto Fox.
He didn't even use arrow at all.
There's a Mana Void.
Full engage.
Yeah, I'm not I think he's starting to lose confidence in his arrows, but you have to go for those types of arrows, or you just don't tell your team to go in. Maybe AOA can get a solo kill top. He's about to have Stampede. There's no... Oh, there is Overgrowth, actually. That'll be a tough one. He's got to somehow bait Misery to getting close to him.
I don't think it's worth it. Not to kill Misery. They need to protect Naga Siren. They have to try and get kills on more important heroes, slow down Bulldogs.
He is going to go for it. Solo kill attempt. He gets the stomp off, but Living Armor was used, and he's not going to get... He's going to die under the tower. Oh, no. What else can go wrong for these guys?
Bulldog's trapped.
He is trapped. He does not have Firefly. He's nowhere near the mana for it, and they're going to leap in. Fox... No, the Bulldog's being held up by Living Armor. He's surviving. Now the Witch Doctor comes in. Ake springs a trap. He blocks it one. The cast continues to bounce. A death pit created. Bulldog with the ultimate bait. And they got off a brew split right when Jay saw him again. They can Cyclone him. Maybe they chase down RR, or perhaps they just wait until the salt ends and go into Jay. He's on the way out. IAP just falling apart here, 13-4. It's a shame to see it after that great start they had yesterday, but Alliance showing why they are considered still a fairly top team in the Western scene, even though they struggled a bit recently. And this is before the Anti-Mage comes online. He's got Treads, he's got his Quelling Blade. Battle Fury will be a very efficient timing, and he'll have all the tools he needs to maximize his farm. From there, you can go straight into the Yasha or the Vlads and pick up your man to your heart. At this rate, we're looking at a 6-slotted Anti-Mage by like, what, 35, 40 minutes if all goes well? Something like that.
I like how they have an offensive spin with an anti-mage, similar to how IAP played with a Naga Siren with an offensive spin, just tower diving all the time too. And I mean, you usually don't expect this sort of aggression from IAP or from Alliance, and they just certainly were not ready for this.
Yeah, it's looking hard for them now. And Alliance, they have good late game too. It's not like they have to win the laning stage to take this. Maybe IAP have a bit more crowd control, so in an even game you might give them a very slight edge, but against the Bat Rider, no matter how far ahead you are, one good lasso can just win the game, and we're not looking at a close game right now. We've got a blowout on our hands. 7,500 gold lead for Alliance, a 5,000 experience lead going in mid lane. Echo Slam was there for Chemo. He was kind of trying to bait this one out. There is no split. He was ready for that brew jump, but still had to blow an Echo Slam just to survive. The struggles continue.
On the flip side, Centaur is very close to his Blink Dagger after dying 3 times consecutively.
That is the most important item they can get, way more so than a Relic on Jay. Because he's not going to outcarry this Anti-Mage unless they find pickoffs.
Misery and Ake smoked up, looking for a kill on Centaur.
They get revealed at kind of an awkward time, in fact. RR had a silence if needed. He's just going to retreat to the safety of his tower. And they do almost have Mystic Flare. It's not the fastest level 6, but with that, perhaps we can see some kills. Maybe you can't kill the Anti-Mage with Living Armor, but...
Well, they also have no reveal, too. They can get a jump with Moonlight Shadow. The only one with reveal is 8 Mother with the Dust of Appearance, but no sentries. Yeah,
you won't see the ganks coming as they get scouted out by Misery Invis. Speaking of no reveal, IAP don't have any either. And there's Overgrowth. They could go on RR. He starts to pain and get nervous. I think he's suspecting this. Casts continue to just do work on those illusions. I think my biggest concern is this core Mirana. Like, you know Bat Rider is going to be a relevant force later on as Bulldog's Blink Dagger arrives, and Brew, of course, offers a lot. But the Mirana so far has been very ineffective. Arrows haven't been on the mark, and you go into the mid game, you'd rather have a tempo controller if you're not getting these early kills.
They tried his gank, but they have a reserve reward as well as an invisible tree scouting them out. Moonlight Shadow will not come as any surprise to them, and on top of that, 8 Mother is already there to blink in with his Primal Split if need be.
4 heroes towards the top side now for Alliance. They just protect Loda. I think he's got. Oh, he's already got the Claymore. If they just wait like a second longer, he can send out his full Battle Fury. Yeah, he's saying, get that courier back to base. I'm an Anti-Mage. I'm a priority for this team.
They really need the Centaur Blink Dagger, but Admiral Bulldog going to catch him by surprise.
Links in, looking for the lasso. Nice silence reaction. Then a stun follow-up from Chemo. He doesn't have that Echo Slam, though. And 8 Mother arrives with a big clap. That's on 3. Mana Void to follow it up. The Overgrowth was used through this, and now they pursue out IAP. You imagine a world where they actually had some items. That could have been a very different fight, but they don't. Oh, actually, Mana Void was canceled in the end. Now he'll cast it. Getting the kill on the Earthshaker, or almost getting the kill on the Earthshaker, I should say. Song was used as well. Arrow coming through, will connect on Loda, long range. Mystic Flare follow-up, can they get this kill? They need it, they do! Alliance slightly underestimating the firepower of IAP, dove very far for this. They may lose Misery too in the tree line. Sechuar was dropped, Riptide used, they secure 3. They only lost a Centaur for that. That looked so much worse.
That's all on Skyrad. Oh my goodness. That
what
reaction on Ancient Seal. Yeah, how did he do that fast?
They did not have a lane ward or anything.
Yeah, that was incredible reaction speed from them if he saw that blindly.
That death on Loda, still he had already bought his Battle Fury. So it's not like it delays the actual pickup, but it delays his usage of it, that's for sure. Gives Jay time. He's up to 3,400 gold. Left the Relic. Radiance was going to be, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes slower than the Battle Fury still. But considering how this game started, it could have been like 8 to 10 minutes slower.
And they're actually handling the Brewmaster ult very, very well with the Naga Siren ultimate every time Ape Mother decides to use it.
Well, Alliance are going to probably take a step back after that fight and say, we don't have this game in the bag just yet. It's still a lead for us. We have great late game. Our supports do a lot of damage. They have strong lockdown. We have fantastic team fight control. We're dire, so we'll have an easier time getting to the Roche pit. Maybe the anti-mage of Loda can solo it. But we need to execute this patiently, not try to force things too much, and be careful about when we choose our spots.
Misery scouting out another Moonlight Shadow Gang.
Oh my
man,
goodness.
The mobile ward is real.
They may have to invest in a gem soon to deal with him. It's tough to buy it. Like I don't know who goes for it. Our Shaker probably wants to finish his Blink Dagger ASAP.
Probably Centaur. Or Naga Siren and just give it to her illusions.
Yeah. Skywrath Mage won't have the gold. Mirana needs some items. Working towards the drums for now. Relic is picked up though. Looks like the courier won't be intercepted. Meanwhile, Jay is pursued out by Misery. He's in Viz and hunting. Relic online. He's not that far off of Loda, considering how this game began. But bottom lane, there is a big jump in. The Witch Doctor gets picked off to start. They sprung a trap here, but the turn comes. Alliance looking for counter kills. They'll bring down Chemo. They boulder toss Fox as well, who already used Leap, and he's going to bite the dust as well. Trying to retreat on the tree line. That won't happen. Gets off a decent Starstorm, but doesn't secure any kills. Now Ewe comes back in, but he gets thrown up in the air. This prevents the double edge fall. Ewe's going to fall as well. A 3-for-1 back the other direction. Underestimating how hard Alliance can counter gank there.
Very quick reflexes by Brewmaster. They're cycloning and as he was trying to go in for the killing blow on Misery. And in the meantime, Anti-Mage just farming up his own jungle. There's a couple of stacks already there, and they've just been very efficient about maximizing farm. First for Batrider, now for Anti-Mage.
And the other thing is that Brewmaster can be a pretty fearsome late game force, especially if you go for that Vlad's Assault Kuras build. You bring a lot of physical DPS to the table.
But
and
now
you free up the anti-mage to go for more of a hard carry build.
It's not even about the late game, it's about the mid game. If he gets a Vlad right now, they can just do Roshan, and IAP can't really contest it.
Oh, they almost caught out Ape Mother. He blinks out just at the right moment. He has this Observer Ward over to the left, though, so they can't really sneak around the sides. IAP starting to push in. Their creep wave not very significant, and they don't really push that fast head on. Jay's even joining them so close to his Radiance, too. They do know the brew splits down, and that's the big reason we see this. They want to try and take a fight before the cooldown comes. Still, there's the Witch Doctor, and there's Overgrowth. They have a Sentry in reserve. If Misery tries to walk in, he could be punished for this. Loda, teleport? No teleport scroll. He's just split pushing. They use Living Armor to slow it down. They inch forward, but the Centaur springs the trap. Got a 2-hero stun. Mystic Flare follow-up. Oh, Misery just walking slightly to the left, able to survive. They need to finish him off. He's so damn low. Ewe gets dusted. Arrow coming through. Hits on Ape Mother, not on the Misery they wanted. They still don't get the tower. It looks so much better. There was a song for Jay. Didn't use it at all during that time. And now the tower going to go down, but Jay does get the last taken by the Radiance at the very least. He's got a song ready. He pops it, but again, after the brew split, just can't get it off quickly enough. At least he'll have his Radiance. But Loda's going to finally join the fight. He looks for some cleanup kills. Ignoring the Skywrath Mage, he's chasing for others. And no, doesn't end up finding one. They get that Skywrath Mage kill in the brew. The rest will retreat. And Loda has gone for the Vlads himself, so it's not the brew Vlads. And he could Rosh now.
You're right about that Song of Siren. It definitely could have helped after they got that one kill, and they could have swarmed the Treant Protector, landed an arrow on the Brewmaster too, and then it would have been a much, much different fight.
It was this issue in the previous match as well. Like they just did not play around with the Song of the Siren very well. Kind of were forced to use it defensively in their previous Starladder match where they ran the hero, and it can be a very potent tool, but it kind of reminds, it's in some way similar to Global Silence early on, where the cooldown's long, and it's not a spell that does a lot on its own, but in conjunction with your team, it can be a game changer. And the teamwork and coordination to play around it just hasn't been there for IAP.
Net worth wise, Loda sitting at 9,700. Naga sitting around the 8,000 mark. So only 1,750 gold difference between those two. Loda also opting for the early Vlads instead of the Brewmaster. Brewmaster instead going for that BKB. BKB is pretty important, so he can counter-initiate the song, and so also if he wants to get kills, he doesn't have to blow his primal split.
He's going to go in bottom lane. They've picked off Misery's Tramp Protector. He TP'd in, actually canceling his TP, it looks like.
Going for another push here without Naga Siren Ultimate, or Naga even there, in fact. And this is a rather risky maneuver by them. Earthshaker closing in pretty decently on this Blink Tiger, 1450 gold on him. That could also be a big game changer. They need instant stun to lock down the Anti-Mage and to lock down a Brewmaster before they can pop BKB, Blink, whatever it may be.
And although they've had some good pickoffs here, it's the Roshan you have to just worry about. Still have their tier 1 up bottom, very important strategically for Roshan control. I would say especially now that Roshan's just tucked right next to it, even more so than in the old patch. And they maintain that tower. The Naga illusions do begin to do their work. The infestation mounts from Jay, and he remains close to Loda, farming the enemy jungle. The nice thing with the Naga is you can try to starve this Anti-Mage, but Loda can make up for that with the Roshan kill. Maybe he just goes to farm the Radiant Woods. This Anti-Mage is so mobile that he can probably still find his farm.
Yeah, they have that high ground Roshan ward on the side of IAP, making sure that they don't sneak it in anytime. But they have to be like prepared in advance for the defense, though. And it's still just not easy for them to hold that pit at all, especially with the threat of Bat Rider too. Bulldog's been
they found him.
Quiet.
They jump on a Fox immediately. Chemo's there, but the fissure might not be the best one as Echo Slam was used. Fox trying to retreat out. He holds the fight for now. Monovoid will end it. Chemo caught out. They're not bringing in any backup, and he's dusted. He'll end up dropping here. He stalled as well as he could, but it's a two versus 5, and those two heroes cannot take that fight. They're bringing in their Naga now, though. Has the song. Glyph was used. Oh, just sending out Radiant Solutions. Sending them all straight down the lane. Now trying to split them up a bit. Does not want to lose a tier 2 tower. Cask is coming through. They'll blink it with the Anti-Mage. Song needs to be used quickly. He does have his Boots of Travel, but the cooldown's there. Yeah, if he waited too long, he would have been Mana Bird and unable to cast it. Then he may have died. And now with Song down, Alliance can go Roche. It looks like that's the plan.
I think Alliance should get a gem very, very soon. They have the map control. They have Anti-Mage out farming Naga Siren at this point, still maintaining that 1750 net worth difference. But it could all slow down very, very soon, especially with the T1 tower down on Alliance on top. That opens up the illusion farming of the Dire jungle much, much more. And she could close the gap, especially after picking up the BOTs fairly recently.
She's actually been pretty close to Loda all game, and I go back to that one death for Loda's Anti-Mage. That really helped Jay to stay in it.
Well, you had to consider the gank in middle, too, where they killed Jay, so he would have had his Radiance a couple minutes earlier.
Yeah. Well, I guess they equalize out in the end. But with a Roshan with a better supporting cast for now, Alliance getting more done from their other cores, Jay has to do it alone.
They can't rely on that sort of initiate to kill Loda anymore, too. They have double Force Staff. Actually, they have, what, Bat Rider Force Staff, is Witch Doctor going for one, or Tree. They have a Force Staff to counter that and just push him away if he gets arrowed, and he's going to be far out of distance of these 3 melee heroes. And as you said, a mounting concern of yours was Mirana. She has 2,000 gold, 4 deaths to her name in drums, but she's still holding up pretty decently. Yeah,
net worth is okay, but it's more how much will this hero offer you in the later fights? If they get a gem, Moonlight Shadow's not too fault. Top lane, they found Jay. 20 seconds, he could try to BOT, not anymore with the lasso. This is a big takedown as they lose their Naga Siren. And this will pull Loda much farther away.
She did buy out, though, so it's not a huge loss for her.
Yeah, Yasha components picked up. Still, so now up to a 2K gold lead. They still have their Aegis. They have a Manta style complete on the Anti-Mage. The other thing is that Loda is much more combat worthy now. Manta, Battle Fury, Treads, and Vlads. And I think in general the cores of Alliance are hitting their prime. Outside of their Witch Doctor, who gets a lot stronger with his Zags. I mean, not a core, but a strong team fight support. They could really force a fight here on the IAP if they want.
But IAP should not be looking to fight, at least not for the next 5 minutes. Maybe when Naga Siren gets her Manta style and she can start pushing out multiple lanes at once, and maybe if Mirana gets a Linken's and dumps it on Naga so he's less vulnerable to the Batrider initiate, maybe then they can make a move, but still IAP have to choose their battles very, very carefully, especially with Misery being the mobile ward that he is.
At this point, it almost feels too risky for IAP to buy a gem. Even though they might need one to deal with Misery, it's still tough. It's still very difficult. He continues to prowl through the Radiant side of the map. They do secure a Blink Dagger on Chemo, and Big Daddy showed us the other day that this hero is still the Earthshaker that led him for a showcase at MLG Columbus. It's a hero that can single-handedly win pretty much any team fight. Oh, Courier's going to die. That's pretty bad. Jay will song and has BOTs in 1 second, so he should be able to get out of here.
He can still make a big play with the Flame Break, though. Oh,
he's actually using Moonlight Shadow, but do they have that gem? They just managed to clip Jay at the periphery. Now they stampede. They're using everything to try and get him out safely. His illusions are working hard to bring down Misery. This could end poorly for Alliance even, as support is inbound. Flame Break's there onto Jay. Where's Loda? He's got an Aegis. They should be burning him to this fight. And in the meantime, Mystic Flare almost killing Althaki. One more nuke from RR would do it. Everybody's still alive, and out of the tree line comes Misery. They go back in on RR. The Skywrath Mage will end up plummeting. And now the reinforcements also come through. As a Brewmaster lives to join the fight. They used an Overgrowth to hold 2, 3 in position. And at the same time, your Lasso catches out Fox in the river. From the high ground, Ake delivers with a Death Ward. But Fox is tanky enough to fight through this. Now, with 3 heroes converging on him, he wound up falling. Misery still being pursued. Ewe whiffing on the stomp. IAP now continue to retreat, and Loda finally makes his way into the core of this team fight, but a Fissure holds him out. 8 Mother leaping in. They can't get in any closer. They didn't lose their Naga.
Small consolation for the rest of the fight. She wasn't farming that whole entire time, which is really what you want her to do. 3,000 net worth in between those 2 heroes now, and yeah, Anti-Mage just on his way to just dominating them by that 35-minute mark with a Heart and second Aegis.
And she also lost her Courier as well, which was carrying the Yasha, the Band of Elven Skin and the Yasha recipe.
Well, with that fight, Alliance pretty much secured their jungle, or at least most of the jungle camps, and now IAP's farm is just really limited. Their own jungle, maybe even like the leftmost 3 camps, they can't do to Ancients, and certainly cannot control Roshan.
And that's one thing that Naga doesn't have on an Anti-Mage is Ancient Clear ability. Not for this stage of the game anyway. Loda can easily slice those to pieces. He's going to blink in on mid, and they do have a Centaur waiting. He can maybe Mantage. They're going to ignore Loda and go for the backliners, but Fissure only catching Loda. A bit late to go on the Witch Doctor. Now the Song and the Stampede both used, but Brew already got off the split. Continues chase. Does he have a gem? No, it doesn't look like it. Still, they're trying to find somebody out. They swerve around with these brew lanes, actually not getting anyone.
8 Mother's been very good about getting his ultimate off, though. And there's a, we talked about earlier in the draft, they might have to worry about something like Skywrath Silence or arrows or Chain Stun from Centaur or Earthshaker, but he's been prematurely popping it, which is way better than popping it late.
Yeah, part of that was the Centaur being a slow start. Part of it's 8 Mother's quick reactions, and part of it has also been Jay's slow reactions on the Song.
Yeah, 8-0-7 on the Brewmaster, closing in on AC as well, being that formidable late-game threat that you were talking about.
They got him off to a snowball start, and he's used it. Like, you can give a Brew a fast blink, but not all of them use it this effectively. 8 Mother looking comfortable here for Alliance, and it's encouraging after, I think out of everyone on the team, he was one of them that struggled more on day 1 than most.
Surprised that Batrider didn't go for the BKB.
What did he go for? Oh, Yules? Good versus the Skywrath Mage Silence, I guess. Fissure, whiffed by Chemo. Concussive shot, not going to even connect.
Man, Misery is just toying with them.
And now they jump in. They get their last zone at Ewe. Anti-Mage Mana Void is there. He won't need it. He can save it for other heroes. RR just 2-shotted by the Brew. The Overgrowth for Misery this time is a tiny bit late, but it's about other objectives, and it's also about Jay, who could be in jeopardy here. No Song for 25. They blink in, they slow him down with Drunken Haze, then they back off. Alliance now pushing through mid instead. The tier 2 is going to drop here. Can they go high ground? Song will cool down. There's still tier 2s to claim. It may be a bit early for Alliance.
It's too early. They can just take an explosion.
Oh, the dog! Oh. Chemo leaping forward. He echoes on everyone. Then they follow up with a Starfall. It's a great initiation, but the follow-up is sorely lacking. He'll give away his own life for that. It's all of that just for a Witch Doctor.
Man, if they had a Centaur alive for that, my goodness.
That is the potential of their draft, but they have to combine the heroes.
Well, Alliance,
that was their issue in the other match with the Faceless Void Jakiro.
Yeah.
Great AoE combo, but did not synergize as well as they could have.
Alliance won't be caught off guard like that, though. Their only reason their positioning was so poor was because they didn't expect IAP to fight at all, because 2 of their heroes were down. So we'll see if.
And if anything, it may just help keep Alliance alert, going for that jump now. Well, Jay will complete his man stall. At the same time, though, Loda is 1 item up. At this point, it's become a 4K gold lead. It's like every 3-4 minutes we see another 1,000 gold advantage extended for him. Now he's got his heart, more or less. 3,500 gold in the bank. Courier has the recipe. In fact, he does have a complete heart. And A-Mother has the Assault Cuirass. We saw he can basically one-shot the Scarith Mage. Well, 2-shot him before with this AC. It might be a 1-shot. Very close to it anyway. See, on 870 health.
None of the heroes really have to live with any sort of fear. Brewmaster and Anti-Mage, they're using their cooldowns to kill people rather than any sort of defensive maneuver, and that's just a big problem when all your heroes are just incredibly squishy.
Anti-Mage going to surge through his own jungle. He walks into Chemo, doesn't have an Echo Slam. He fissures, Loda tries to Manta dodge it, doesn't quite connect, won't matter. Mana Void's there, and he continues to haste the Sam. Funny the way he runs. He's got wings. Maybe he's been drinking some Red Bull. He's going to Cyclone up the Centaur, drop him back down. Gets the double kill.
Yules is very good against Stampede, though, making sure that you can finally chase him down. And Fox working on his Lincoln Sphere, but, I mean...
The Murata has just been so low impact as a hero. The arrows weren't on... The arrow openings weren't there. Then he stopped taking the shots when he had them, and...
Well, a lot of it has to do with Misery always scouting them out, too. Like, he always scouts out the ganks impending for Loda. He scouted out a lot of the Moonlight Shadow, and that's the reason why Fox has just been a non-factor.
And now they have a gem as well, which means your Moonlight Shadow ganks aren't effective anyway, especially against a Bat Rider of all heroes. That's a concern for them.
Loda probably looking to end this game very, very soon. If not with next Aegis, then with this Butterfly pickup, one or the other. And Nagasar, she has her core items. She has Manta, as well as Radiance and her boost of travel, and she's just really weak compared to Loda at this point. But give it another 5 minutes, maybe she can overcome it if she doesn't die. Yeah,
if he can get to like his own Heart Butterfly or something, oh, hold that thought. Anyway, gets caught out by a lasso as he blinked didn't go for a stomp, now 4 staffed away, won't matter.
Where's the song?
Alliance again picking him off.
They need a song to counter-initiate that.
Yeah, I suppose. Although that's still the question of like song into what? Echo Slam, I guess?
Song into wait for a big Echo Slam and then send our follow-up. We saw last time he had a big Echo Slam on 5, but...
Mystic Flare will find A-Mother. Chemo delivers with a Shaker. This time they kill off A-Mother. They end a godlike streak. Now they song. And they have held their high ground thus far. There is still a Witch Doctor ult. There's still an Overgrowth. And Loda is still pushing in. Now that some of these big cooldown stuns are offline, it may be harder to hold out the second wave of aggression. That Brew, does he have a buyback ready? He does not. If he did, I probably would have just used it and immediately come back down mid.
Yeah, nice burst by IAP.
Chemo is one of his signature heroes, probably the best Earthshaker from the Philippines, and he's doing a nice jump here.
Still, Roshan is I don't know if they gave it to A-Mother or Loda. If Loda gets a Butterfly, I don't really think he cares about being initiated even by 2 or 3 ultimates.
Yeah, that's the thing. Earthshaker might be good at killing off like 3 or 4 reasonably farmed heroes, but one godly farmed hero, that's not where he excels.
Yeah, so let's see if they give it to Brew or not. And if he does pick up the Aegis, he won't have room for his Butterfly.
Well, can always sell your boots.
Sell your boots, pass along your
I still kind of,
hold.
yeah, I kind of think the Brew should be the one with the Vlads, but they may change that. Hold that thought. Little smoke gank here. No Echo Slam, though. They're actually going to walk towards mid. They might get a free pickup from A-Mother. This might even be better, because I don't know if they could have fought into the Roshan. They will. That's a nice takedown. I don't even think they realized the Rosh was happening, but it's for the best that they didn't go into the pit. Without Echo Slam, they're not fighting that AM, and they get something. It's always they're getting something. Not sure if it's quite enough. But.
Witch Doctor with the completed eggs.
Scary town.
Yeah, especially with the Overgrowth. They just need to get the jump and find Earthshaker. Earthshaker's been doing a very good job of staying out of the fights, making sure that Earthshaker doesn't initiate on him. But still, big bad Loda, 4,200 gold and counting.
He's pretty much 6-slotted. I mean, you could buy the Butterfly, sell the Vlads, let the Brewmaster or someone else pick that up, get one more item, do BOT buyback, but these are fairly small things in the big picture. And if he waits for all of the above, then that's where Jake probably completes his own Heart Butterfly. And
yeah, you have to strike now. This is where Anti-Mage is strongest relative to
their power curve is peaking. Oh no, that's a Heart recipe down.
Uh-oh.
He actually had he almost had his Fit Booster too. That's really unfortunate. Again, Misery making these plays on the Tram Protector. You mentioned the mobile ward. He's also been planning real wards. And he's in position to just snipe everything.
Okay, I mean, look at Loda. He's behind the T2, taking tower, taking a full creep wave, and they don't even dare come close to him.
He's not even... I wonder if he even waits for the Butterfly. Maybe he just goes now.
They should end it now. Well, it doesn't matter if he gets a Butterfly because he doesn't have room for it.
And I guess he could drop the Vlads. But he's just going to push in. Can they hold this high ground? A lot of it, to me, is going to rest on Chemo again. He's been on point with the Shaker thus far. Loda trying to spread out the fight, and that seems very wise. Even if there's a big Echo Slam initiation, it will not be on the entire team. It will most likely just be on some of it. Manta style was used. Arrow's going to connect on Loda. Fissure to follow it up. They're going to Echo Slam now and engage. They bring down Bulldog, but it's after his lasso, and this time they didn't bring down 8 Mother. Song immediately used to disengage, but Jay just... Actually, he's able to retreat for now. Then a follow-up stun on Tempted on 8 Mother, but he's going to split out of this, and they can just brute force Rax if they want it. Jay as well as RR being forced back. The Brew Split just buying time while they focus buildings. Loda is taking a while for him to kill this Rax. As the Glyph finally will end. Now he can start to work on it quickly.
Still, without Echo Slam, what chance do they have of killing Loda?
Yeah, and they did not even pop the Aegis. He didn't even take damage. They still have their Witch Doctor ult, Overgrowth coin down 35, and Loda will, at long last, kill off the Range Rax. Works now on the melee. Alliance on the verge of a date with Tinker in that second round of your losers bracket play here at Starladder Season 10. They do drop him fairly low. They go in now with a stomp and a double edge. The Witch Doctor used to keep Loda alive. He'll kill up the melee Rex, then he blinks out. Oh god, they let him live with so little HP. Down to 100. Played that one right down to the wire and knew exactly when to retreat. And he's still got 2 minutes on this Aegis. So they can go heal and then go straight again. Song was used by Jay to cancel retreating supports. Do they follow this up? They've got Sentry, Mystic Flare. Maybe they get 1 kill. Stomp onto Wilhelm. Maybe they even get 2 with the Mystic. This will be pretty nice. Still, they've lost the lane of Rex. Still, they haven't addressed the Aegis. Misery into the tree line. That's where Anti-Mage will strike. On to Ewe he goes. He's going to split out of the initiation. And then onto the high ground, lurching after Ewe. He'll kill him off too. And then a pause from Ewe as he dies. Fight's pretty much over. Oh. Maybe a please mercy pause. Oh, Jay's in trouble now. Do they have a lasso? Not for 64. Flame Break pushing Jay into the tree line. I thought it was going to help him get away, but it actually pushed him into a corner of sorts. And with no mana, he's in jeopardy. Arrow connects after a fissure. They do hold off that Anti-Mage for now. Barely able to TP out his Bulldog. Almost died to Radiance Burn, and I guess they do keep Jay alive at the end. They also have a gem here on Chemo now. Didn't manage to grab the Dire gem, though. But when the dust settles, Ben, they lost the lane of Rax. They didn't kill the Anti-Mage once, let alone twice. Alliance are very close to taking this.
Very close indeed, and yeah, not much more to it. Anti-Mage is just huge. 5,000 gold above the Naga Siren, so you're talking about a Butterfly on top of that. But for the next push, he might not have the Aegis, and that is of slight concern because I don't think he has enough for buying a Butterfly as well as buyback and BOTs. So Naga Siren will finish her inventory out probably at this point in time with a Diffusal Blade, knowing that this fight may very well be the last. Want to spend that last bit of gold. She could have also gone for 2 parts of the Butterfly, but Diffusal is better at this instant.
Yeah, it's also going to help you chase down some of these support heroes, like the Witch Doctor, as well as the Bat Rider.
She can't get close. She hasn't been involved in any of these fights just because she's scared of Anti-Mage. You can't walk past them at this point, and he will cleave your illusions down if you try and go in as a pack of 4.
Top lane, Bulldog going to blink just a bit short of the chasm there. And he retreats out. Aegis Reclaim now. And it's going to be 5.5 minutes until the Roshan respawn. So a fairly long Roshan respawn timer. Flame Break will push Aura back. The Fissure used to disengage, but Overgrowth prevents the full retreat. And Loda sees opportunity. Nice song from Jay this time. He bails out his team, and he does have that level 3 song at long last.
It's just saving a Skywrath, though. That's it. And now they're free to go on him.
50 seconds. Yeah, he's not going to have the time for it. Butterfly complete. Anti-Mage is here to end all magic and to end IAP as well. Anyway, we'll jump in with a stomp. They might go in with a follow-up Echo Slam. Not doing it yet. Chemo is galloping around in circles, just looking for a way into this fight. They used their Witch Doctor ult purely for Zonia, and this time they found Chemo. No more dunks, no more slams, just death for the Earthshaker, who doesn't have buyback.
Did you see Fox try and right-click Loda? That was almost comical.
This is, well, I mean, the Mirana as a hero just needs, she needs to be ahead of the Anti-Mage, not behind.
That was a nice bait with the Observer Ward, though. As soon as Bulldog saw them go for an Observer Ward, he blinked and lassoed the Earthshaker.
I'm wondering if his blink got canceled because he kind of like ran around to the right and then jumped in. Maybe an Anti-Mage illusion hit him or something. I'm not sure. Even if he gets off the Echo Slam, though.
Not really sure why they backed off. Earthshaker's still down. Loda's still huge.
Misery will whiff on his Overgrowth here.
Wow, nice reactions by Scepter. Actually, he did have a jump. And Bulldog looking to catch him off.
They get the Yule Scepter. And Ewe, Force Staffing, still retreating. They get the Centaur kill. Buyback status is, oh, he does have it, but still forcing him to use it will be a problem. Maybe they do wait for the next rush now. They've taken 2 lanes of Rex. With Aegis, you can take 3.
Anti-Mage isn't getting any stronger relative to Naga Siren, so I think they should just end the game right now. I mean, to be fair, they could probably push Throne, although that's a little bit risky. Much safer to just go for the Megas and have Loda approach through mid lane, everyone else approach through bottom, so you're at minimum risk for a big play from Chemo.
Alliance are slow rolling it, though. They're not trying to end it this second. And we'll see Ape Mother now pick up a Belt of Giant Strength. Maybe looking towards that Abyssal Blade Brew build. That would give them some additional access to late game. And he can be a solid second piece to work with this Anti-Mage.
Or Halberd.
Yeah, it's true.
Or Necro.
Yeah.
GG Power Treads.
It's a little late for a Necro, I feel.
Casual Sage. Casual Belt.
Are you just trying to choose the least likely items? He just needs to keep his pants on. That's the Brewmaster's problem. He's drunk. That belt is essential. They'll take this tier 2 bottom lane. Loda closing in on keeping that dream alive and advancing to face Tinker. And of course, also the other match that we have in the lower bracket for you guys today. It'll be Na'Vi taking on Cloud9. So 2 big games after this. If Alliance can close the deal. IAP, they know this is their last shot, so no reason not to take every opportunity to try and defeat Alliance. Stomp is there to start. It connects on Loda. For once, he doesn't have Aegis, and they're going to Song right now. And it looks like they want to keep Loda as the only hero alone. No, they go for the arrow to start off. He gets 4-stepped out of it, though. Jay leaping in. He is zoned out by a Witch Doctor ult. That's canceled by Chemo. He got off the Fissure on 3, a really nice one. They bring down 2 to start. I'm just not sure if it's enough, though. Anti-Mage is going hard in the fights. He's not even losing HP. He jumps onto Ewe. They'll bring him down 2. They look for the Mega Creeps now. Another arrow again hitting on the Anti-Mage. Still arrow, and then you just do nothing after that. And they'll lasso Fox, point him past where Loda blinked. They'll get that kill as well. It's a triple kill for Loda. He's not even losing health at this point. And Jay, well, might be the one who can kill him. They'll net. They'll try and duke it out. Loda's starting to drop finally for the first time this game. They've actually managed to scratch his armor. He stops. He gets stomped again. Maybe a misclick from him. He's almost dead. He's going to turn and fight with the Mana Void. He will end up falling. Gives him a godlike streak, and they hold the high ground. But creeps are in through the top lane. They're banning on the tier 4s. I'm not sure what happened there. He just stopped moving for a second.
That was a very big play from Chemo, too. They tried to use the Force Staff to push him out of the Mystic Flare while he was silenced and his Manta was down. Fair play. And then they all clumped up. Ake was a little bit too close with his Death Ward, got caught by the following Fissure after the Echo Slam. And from there, they didn't really have too much damage. It was also a nice try from Admiral Bulldog. He tried to blink in with his BKB and tank the arrow for Anti-Mage so they wouldn't have to use any other cooldowns on him.
Jay is closing in on his next item. If he wants that butterfly, he's got 3,700 gold. And would you agree with me that it's fair to say that Naga is a better 7-8 slotted hero than an Anti-Mage?
It's about the same.
You think so?
I mean,
what else are you going to get?
What can you get as your 6th and 7th slot? Naga Siren.
Refresher.
It doesn't really do anything in the straight man fight, though.
Well, but we saw there, like, Song sets up the rest of your initiation pretty nicely. If you just saw on their team.
That's true.
I guess it's hard to base. Well, I mean, I think in some games it could be a game changer.
That's
but
like super theoretical, though.
Yeah.
He can also get, like, I don't know, refresh Manta or Necros or whatever he may be and try and be a split push force. They can also get just mass force taps for him, too. It's difficult to talk about
They try to find Misery. They're a bit off the mark. Arrow is on the mark. They start to connect on these. Maybe at the right time. Misery dropping, and there's no trade in sight for Alliance. Although that Roche does respawn. It's an Aegis cheese. And Loda buys a BKB. He's going to trade out his Vlads. He did have a little more room to grow. They can put the Vlads on the Brewmaster if they want, and he has picked one up. So
I think
this is pretty much it. This is about the maximum progression for Loda, short of, you know, buying that Necro or something.
Yeah, it is. And I think maybe 6-slot Naga Siren does more damage than a 6-slot anti-mage, but in one-on-one, Loda has to cleave, which eliminates illusions, and Radiance doesn't really do anything versus Loda. But
and now that he has BKB, Chemo can't mess with him as much.
They both have to keep those items, though. It's not like she can sub out her Radiance, maybe like super late, but at this point in the game, certainly not.
I think that's the one difference we've seen, is that the anti-mage was much more, there was much more locked on IP. They have Echo Slam, Fissure, Enchant Totem for the double Aftershock. And they have the Centaur Stomp, the Arrow, like, it's way more stuns. But with BKB, the only thing they have is Net. So I worried for IAP being able to pull off the kinds of fights they have been with this new pickup.
Well, they also don't have a 4-step on Train Protector. I think Misery's getting a little bit greedy going for that Scepter there instead, just because all he needs to do is protect Loda, 4-step him another time when he gets netted. So Bulldog maybe doesn't have to use his on the Arrow. Oh, MKB coming out from Naga Siren, trying to fight him toe-to-toe, but at the same time, he doesn't have evasion. So, yeah sure, Loda's
he's counting on his team to get the lockdown out. That's pretty much what this says.
Yes.
Have faith. Bimbo believes in his team. He believes in Chemo's Earthshaker. Whether that belief is enough, we'll see. A good 2-hero stomp to start. And now we look for the initiation in. For the north is coming here Marana, trying to find the openings. BKBs were popped. Jay, Will Song, and it's Loda who just focuses on buildings during this time. The net does trap him in. He's at about half health. BKB wearing off fairly soon. Then the Echo, the Fissure's there, but it's Ake who was waiting with his Witch Doctor splashing through onto everyone. Finally gets off a long duration look-at-go. And Fox now pulled back in. Jay still surviving through this. Chasing down Loda. He's got another net. Can't cast it in time. Loda barely able to survive. Then they turn on to Jay, and without his own evasion, he's a lot easier to bring down still. 2 heroes falling for IP. They've held their racks for now. But Loda once more under the breach. Onto the high ground and onto the range racks he will go. No regen for that. They'll bring in the Marana, but caught in the middle of the entirety of Alliance, she will be forced to retreat. And it's been a very scrappy showing here from IAP. You do wonder, had they had a slightly better laning stage, had the execution been a bit crisper in some of their tiebreaker matches, what could have been for the Filipino squad. They show a lot of promise and they represent SEA well here at Starladder, but in the end, their inexperience is their undoing and they will fall in the first round of the lower bracket. Alliance move on and they will play Tinker. IAP, that was bend but don't break, but eventually Alliance broke them.
Yeah, Alliance also got a little bit overconfident too with that push on the left side. If that doesn't happen, the game probably ends 5 to 10 minutes earlier. At the same time, they did a very good job of controlling Naga Siren. They had a couple of crucial ganks on her in her own jungle, so she couldn't feel safe. At the same time, Jay wasn't exactly the best with his Song of the Siren usage, which allowed for a couple of the pickoffs later, but still played a very solid Naga Siren overall, ending up at 630 GPM.
Alliance move on. They have won, I believe it's 2 Starladders in their day, and well, we'll see if they can bounce back and take a third here. They have a long road ahead of them, though. Guys, with that said, of course, we've got 2 more BO1s coming up, then your winner bracket finals to round out the day. So we'll have Na'Vi versus Cloud9, and I believe Alliance versus Tinker is the first match before that. Then we round out the day with Secret versus EG Best of 3. I'm LDFB on the summit. To my right, of course, he's Merlini. You can follow him at Merlini Dota, and we will return momentarily for those 2 BO1s. Stay with us. You're watching Starladder Season 10.